Yes, my dear friend, welcome to the channel. This is Salon's blog. It is a great afternoon here in Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. Wherever you are on the globe, you are highly welcome. Yes, it is a very special day because we are still on Chelsea. We are blue and we will do everything possible to make sure our club is back to normal. Where we belong on the league table, we don't belong to the 11th position that we currently occupy. We deserve better as a football club. Yes, Chelsea deserve better as a football club. We know where we used to be and we know where we are right now. And we need to do everything possible to get to where we are, where we're supposed to be. Chelsea is a top 4 team, not a middle table team. We ended last season with which level? At the 12th position. And now, with 10 games to go, we are still struggling and we are on 11th position. Have the club, have the team, Chelsea, improved? That is the question I want to ask you this afternoon. So far this season, have we improved in any way? Did the squad, have we seen any development, any improvement in our players? It's not just enough to be shouting, punch out, punch out, punch out. I am one of those that are of the view that we need a coach with a winning mentality. Right now, as it stands, I don't see Pochettino with that mentality to win trophies. I see Poch as a coach that can motivate players, that can groom players, grow players, develop them, talents. Yes, but as in whether he is there to win trophies or not is another story, it's another thing. More especially when we get to finals, like we are going to be meeting Manchester City again in the semi-finals, right, of the FA Cup. Then, God willing, if we are able to win them, that means we are going to the finals. Are we ready? Is Chelsea actually ready? Do we have the coach with the acumen of winning trophies? That has been my problem. Now, quickly, I noticed something watching this game over and over, watching our last game over and over. To be honest with you, there are so many things, positives about this game. A lot. And when I compare it to the last 4 or 5 games we've played, comparing it with the last 4 or 5 games that we played as a club or as a team, dear friend, there has been so much improvement. There is so much improvement in this team. I have to be very honest with you. There is something I will never understand as it stands right now. We've been talking about scoring goals. But the question should be, scoring goals alone, is that what we are expecting the team to be doing right now? I am of the view that the general improvement of the team is what is needed for goals to come in. Our problem from the very beginning was goals. We missed so much chances. And that is why there was so much talks about getting a new striker. Getting a striker. But if you want to check the statistics very clearly, you could see that generally it is not just a striker Chelsea needs. The team needs improvement in every area. And in the last few games, I can tell you for a fact that there has been. But there is something I will never understand about the club's edge for a heavy scoring striker, as at now. Looking at the performances of Nicola Jackson, I think what matters is how the team scores goals. If you watch my previous episode, I spoke at length about missed chances of Raheem Sterling. I think what matters is how the team scores goals. Is it coming from the whole team or an individual? If it's a collective team, why would we want to centralize it to a single individual as a striker? If it's from a striker and he's not performing, the change is required actually. Then that means that we need a change. If we want to go from only a striker and the goal is not coming, that means that we really need a striker. But if you look at Chelsea's performances, the goals that Kopama scored, the goals that Sterling scored, the goals that were scored by Nicolas Jackson himself, I have the stats there, I'll show you soon. Then you can easily tell that it is better to have a collective team that scores goals than an individual striker. Manchester City, without Haaland in 2021-2022, scored 99 goals. With Haaland in 2022-2023, they scored 94 goals. Yeah. Without Haaland in 2021-2022, they scored 99 goals. With Haaland in 2022-2023, they scored 94 goals. This season, they have scored how many? This season, they've scored 63 goals and have 10 games to score 31 more. This season, they've scored 63 goals. Now we are left with only 10 games in the season. So that means that if they want to meet the target or the same 94 they scored last season, then they must score more 31 goals in 10 games. Is it possible? Would they be able to make it? That should tell you that even with the main striker, Haaland, their goal scoring has reduced. They need 31 goals to surpass last season's tally, which is unlikely at this point. They are scoring less and playing worse with Haaland. They are scoring less and playing worse games with Haaland. They had to play for him and others started scoring less. The team now around Haaland, they try to play for him. And so because of that, other players are now beginning to score less goals. In theory, they didn't gain anything. So, right now, if you want to be judging our team, I want to hope that we will be judging the team as a collection of a band of teams that needed to win games. I am saying this because I'll be arriving at Nicolas Jackson as our main striker and his development in my other episodes to come. I'll be talking at length about that. I'm building a point. I'm trying to build a foundation for something which the whole of this week we'll be talking about and analyzing. Arsenal's edge for a top striker could lead them into the same situation. Arsenal, they are league's top scorers with 70 goals in 28 games without a recognized striker. They are this season's top scorers with 70 goals in 28 games without a recognized striker. What else do they want? If it's your strength, embrace it. Yes. If your team can score goals without a recognized striker, embrace it. We play a game against Man City, we score 4 goals. Sunday's game, we scored 4 goals. We created more chances, meaning that we can equally score more goals if we are to be clinical. If that is our strength, let's embrace it. Maybe they want to score 150 goals next season. Maybe Arsenal want to score 150 goals next season. Fine. It's the same at Chelsea. If Jackson is creating chances directly or indirectly for others and they are converting and scoring those goals, then I don't see the problem there. Then I don't see any problem there. If we are not scoring goals as a team, then we have a big problem. Dear friend, I'll have to leave you here. But before I go, just look at this. I'll be back to analyze on the team, whether the team has improved or not yet improved. I will come back with that on my next episode. Yes, but right now, just look at this here. Goals scored by individual players in this team. Cole Palmer scored 16 goals and 2 assists this season. Jackson, 12 goals and 4 assists this season. Sterling, 8 goals and 6 assists this season. Moidrick, 6 goals and 2 assists this season. Noni Madueke, 5 goals. Conor Gallagher, 4 goals and 7 assists. Enzo, 7 goals and 2 assists. These are the areas we were crying out in the last 2 seasons for. Which part has improved a lot. Once we are able to cut out our errors in our defense and take games slowly, we will be all right, dear friend. Let me hear from you in the comment section. I'll be back with more explosives. Shalom and peace.